right, here with some of the Bruins. Tough loss to Erskine tonight. 88-74 was the final. Coach, we'll start with you. We played these guys a couple of weeks ago at their place, and kind of a similar story where we got behind early and were able to come back in that one. But tonight, really the recipe was a lot of turnovers again from some guys, but really also the story is guys like Hayes and Mark and others who came in off the bench and really played some quality minutes tonight. So kind of just give me an overall perspective on the game against Erskine tonight.
What I told him going into this week was that this was going to be a week where I really view these as just really two scrimmages or two practices, stuff that we can't simulate in practice. I don't know that anybody else at our level is playing two tough D2 teams going into finishing their region. And, you know, Tony and I are always looking for ways to challenge our team. We knew that we were going to have a young team, and so you plan your schedule out a year in advance, and we knew a year ago that this is what we wanted to do to put us in a good position for next week. And what games like this always reveal is what we still need to work on. And that's why I love them. That's why we always play the schedule that we do. We don't have to do that. It might have been smart to have them rest this week, but I feel like they continuously need to be challenged. And we all grow from challenges, or we wither from challenges. And so far for this year, we've really grown from our challenges, and I think that's why we're undefeated in our region, and that's why we've played really well at our level. You know, they have two D1 transfers playing on their team. It's not like you're losing to a team that you should be beating on paper. We're playing guys that number 5 played there at Louisville, and I forget where their post player played, but you know, they're really good guys. I was very happy with our effort, and I thought going out into the locker room after the game, I didn't have the sheet in front of me, and I thought we were lower on turnovers, but we weren't. But they came in a little bit different way. They weren't all at one time. We did a really good job guarding the 3, and I told you that was one of the keys at halftime, and we kept them really only to, I think, 2 threes, I think, in the second half. And so that's a huge thing for us. That we accomplished one of our goals. We didn't accomplish all of our goals, but you know, I'm happy with where we're at after this week, and that's not just coach talk. I really am. I saw a lot of positive things tonight, and I was more upset on Tuesday night just because we did not play our brand of basketball.
Hayes, we'll go to you first, and then we'll go to Mark. But you know, we started off the game down 10-2. You came in, you scored 7 straight points. You and John kind of led, a rally by yourselves. But just talk to me about, the mentality that you have to have. You've started some this year. You've come off the bench other times this year. Of when your number is called, of being able to perform.
Just when I'm coming out on the court, just try to bring the most intensity I can, trying to be everywhere at once on defense and everything. And then when I get my chance to score, just need to do what I need to do to put the ball in the hole. With John, me and him just have a pretty good chemistry, and it just seemed like every time I didn't have a bucket or a lane or anything, he was right there open to give him the ball, and he did me the pleasure of knocking all this down. So.
It seemed like several times tonight we would get down by 9 or 10, and then we'd fight it back to 5 or 4, and we just couldn't get over that hump and take the lead. What do you think was key for us in not being able to complete the comeback tonight?
Really just we would get on going on a roll, and then we'd have a slip up or something, and it would just kind of get in our minds, and it just seemed like every time we get close, they'd hit a 3, a really contested 3, or a really good shot, or we'd get a foul, and that really just kind of hit a downer on the mood. But I feel like we can just bounce back, and this is going to help us throughout the rest of the season.
All right, Mark, you had your number called several times tonight to come in and contribute. And again, kind of the same question I asked for Hayes, but talk to me about the mentality that you have to be ready when your number's called.
Yeah, I just had to come in, and when the opportunity is given itself, I'm just going to work as hard as I can and do whatever I can for my teammates. I know that I don't need to get in and score, but I can just get in, get my teammates shots, get them good looks, keep the ball moving. So.
As we go from this one, again, 2 really tough games, but Coach, we'll go to you for this one. Going into next week, ending the season with 2, or regular season, I should say, with 2 region games. But we play in Toccoa on Monday. That's always a very tough place to play down there, and they're a good team. So what do we take from these 2 games this week into Monday?
Well, I think if we guard the 3-point line like we did tonight, and and capitalize on what we did well tonight. We really didn't do a whole lot wrong. Just the turnovers, and you're going to have a lot of turnovers, and that's just something that we can't do in the postseason. And we've had games where we've done really well with that, and we have games where not. And the thing with most of them is we are trying to do the right thing. And you as a coach, you have a hard time getting on your guys when they're not trying to turn the ball over. But I think a lot of times they're just trying to do too much. They're trying to make the most difficult pass that can be made. And, we watch a lot of film. We get better at that for spurts. But just like our spiritual life or any other area of life, we do well for a time, and then we go back and we have to be reminded, slapped on the hand a little bit, and be reminded that we're not there yet, and we just look at it as an opportunity to grow. There's no use fretting about it. We just need to get better at it, and if we don't get better at it, we're going to have an early exit, and that's just the bottom line. And I think everybody knows that, and I think they're trying to do what's right. And so, got a good day of practice, a good weekend to rest, and we're looking forward to playing 2 next week, getting spiritual refreshment with Bible conference, and finishing out the regular season here at home.